The floodwaters in Fort McMurray are beginning to recede, and evacuation orders are now being lifted in most parts of the city. But for many returning home, that means dealing with the destruction.
I'm nervous now because you know why? I lost everything, and then I don't know what I do.
More than 1,000 buildings have been damaged, and officials are encouraging residents to take advantage of a government emergency fund. Cash payments are available for people forced from their homes, $1,250 per adult and $500 for children. Alberta's Premier Jason Kenney says recovery efforts could cost more than $30 million. And even with that financial help, many residents are facing uncertain times. Jessica Rejman was one of those evacuees. Her home is in the area of waterways, and she joins us now from Fort McMurray. And in fact, Jessica, you're joining us from the very home that you had to evacuate. So give me a sense of how things are there right now.
When we came in last night, we were allowed back at 8 p.m. Amy woke me up. That's my roommate. She woke me up. She said we're allowed back in. We quickly hopped in the truck, came down here. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what the state of the house was going to be in, if we were even allowed to actually get in the house, and how bad the staircase was destroyed. The front staircase is twisted and broken off. The landing that I had there, gone. I don't even know where it is. The bins are scattered. We're just kind of grabbing whatever bins we think are ours. Thankfully, the back staircase, I was able to get up to my back door. My hot tub was full, and it relocated itself around the yard. I don't know the state of it. I haven't even looked. I don't even want to look at it right now. I had an enclosure under there. The whole frame is twisted, moved. Then we came in the house, and there was mud going all down the stairs up until the basement. The washer and dryer were flipped over. Mud just smells like sewer and water and just mud everywhere, and all your belongings, all of my belongings are destroyed. We had wine that we bought for the wedding that I was supposed to have this year but was canceled due to COVID. That was all in the garage. It is scattered. I don't even know what bottles are not broken at this point. So yeah, we do have electricity, but at this point we don't have any gas, so we're just boiling water on the stove and trying to clean up all the mud. And we're trying to get to the furnace in order to see if ATCO can inspect it and make sure that we can even get heat. That's where we're at.
Yeah, that is a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's break down some of that. Jessica, are you on your phone or are you on a laptop? Are you able to show us any of the damage in the home right now?
I can try to do a walk with it. I'm on my Surface Pro, not my phone, but I will try and do a walk.
Okay, as long as it's safe. And you're able to show us. It might be difficult with the lighting, but let's take a look around a bit, because what you described verbally just sounded really awful. So
we've done a lot of cleanup. I'll show you outside, because there's a lot of people outside. These are not workers, I will tell you that. These are all homeowners and friends.
So these are all people who were able to return last night, is that right?
These are the people that were able to return last night, and we're all here at our homes doing the work ourselves. You might be able to see my garage. I don't know what you can see, sorry.
I see a yellow trailer. Oh, I can see inside your garage. Oh my goodness. So is that the state you found it in, or that's where you've put everything? What's going on there?
No, trust me, we did not leave it like this.
No, I didn't think so, but I was wondering if the water did that to everything.
Yeah, the water picked up all of I'm going to call it the debris right now. Mm-hmm. It picked up all the debris in the garage and moved it. Amy's car there, that was underwater, and so was the trailer. It picked up the car and moved it into the trailer.
Oh my goodness.
And if you can see my staircase sitting on the lawn over there, I don't know if you can.
Yes, oh my goodness. Okay, so Jessica, that is a lot to deal with in the midst of a pandemic. So how much of this is going to be covered by your insurance?
Not a single penny.
Oh no, and why is that? Have you had a chance to speak with them?
So I've been speaking with a few people from Waterways. Right now, how it works for us is we're not covered for overland flooding. So they basically have no coverage whatsoever for us. And a lot of people are in my shoes because we are located on a floodplain. And that is basically just how it works out for us, is that we don't get any coverage whatsoever. So we're 100% reliant on whatever the province is willing to do for us at this point.
And so the province...
And obviously our own manual labor.
Yeah, so the province, I'm just taking a look at the numbers, it's $1,250 per adult, so you would get that. Presumably your roommate would also get that much. Is that going to be anywhere near enough to clean up and fix what's happening in your home?
Absolutely not. You got to look at it and be like, I was here during the fires. I had to replace my HVAC system, my hot water tank, everything. I know how much that costs. I was at the stage in my basement where I was ready to drywall and install appliances. So if you saw my garage, that was a brand new bedroom set, brand new fridge, brand new stove. That was all destined for the basement, and I don't even know what works and what is salvageable at this point. So there's just so much, and I know how much it costs because I literally just spent all that money just a couple years ago on all of it. So I'm overwhelmed right now.
I bet. I just want to remind folks at home who may not be familiar with it. Was it 2016? We had those major fires in Fort McMurray. It was unbelievable. It was one of the biggest stories, certainly in Canada, that whole year. The entire community, the entire city was affected, and so many people had to leave their homes. Their homes were destroyed, and clearly you were also affected by that. But I noticed you mentioned something about your wedding. You were meant to get married in July, and that got postponed anyway because of COVID.
Yes. Yeah, we were planning on having a 200-person wedding July 31st. And obviously COVID came and everything, all the events in the summer got canceled. So we decided to postpone it to next year. And I thought the worst part of my week would be just rescheduling all the vendors and everything, but apparently not.
You mentioned that you're overwhelmed. Anybody would be. How are you dealing with this? You got your roommate. I assume your fiance is also supporting you. What do you need? Yeah. How can people help?
Like, honestly, like, because we don't have money, and there was talk from our RMWB here just saying invest in local contractors, keep it local. We just don't have the money to do that. Like I tried to show you outside, that's friends, that's family, that's pretty much calling in every contact that we know to help us, because we don't have the money to come back from this. We just don't. So unless the province gives us money, or unless somebody comes here and just offers their blood, sweat, and tears for us, I don't know how we're going to get out of this. I just don't.
Just quickly, the fact that this is also happening at the time of the pandemic, and the pandemic is really dominating news coverage right around the world, does it at all feel like what's happening in Fort McMurray is getting ignored?
A little bit, I would say. Again, what I had mentioned prior is, we're not trying to downplay COVID. We understand that it's a very real fear, and it's a very real thing that is affecting a lot of people right now. I just think that right now what we're focused on is basically surviving ourselves. It's a different kind of survival. So I'd like to say that we're all practicing our social distancing, but at this point, we just don't care, because we're just trying to save our lives at this. It's just a different kind of survival at this point.
Okay. Well, we wish you so much luck. Hopefully some solution presents itself and you can get all of this sorted, and look forward to your wedding at some point. But I really, really want to thank you so much. I think a lot of people's eyes, and mine included, were opened by seeing how serious the situation is there. Thank you again, Jess, for your time.
You're welcome.
Jessica Rejman joining us from her home in Fort McMurray, Alberta.